as you can see, this is everything that you see in front of you here has got to come out if you were going to be getting down to the vacuum chamber or vacuum reservoir, whatever you want to call it, and everything in the dashboard would have to come out. But what I did is that the vacuum hose actually goes in through down inside here. It runs around the back over here, and then down in through that corner right down in there and comes up inside the vehicle. What I'm going to do is I will snake a hose through there. The way I did it is I went from the inside and I put in through here. I stuck in a piece of wire and I snaked the wire up over here, tied my hose to it, and pulled the hose through, and that's how I was able to make these connections up inside here and to get the hose back down inside. Okay, this is the vacuum source that's underneath the, actually let me just go back a page here, I'll show you what it says. First thing it says, remove the evaporator core housing. And anybody who knows anything about cars, trucks or whatever, taking this dashboard out is a pain in the you-know-what. What I've rolled it down to is that underneath the hood there's a vacuum line that comes up underneath the hood up under here. So I checked the vacuum source coming down from that T. I can't get down to this because it's covered by the evaporator here. But what I do know is that I have good vacuum source up at the engine area and poor vacuum here going to the gauges. So what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to even gain access to this, I'm going to remove this line where it comes through the right side firewall, and I'm going to run a new vacuum line from underneath the hood down to here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect up a secondary vacuum tank or chamber underneath the dashboard, and we're going to put this back up to connect to work the gauges in the registers in the dashboard. So let me take you out to the truck now, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do and how we're going to resolve this problem, and I hope it works. First time I'm doing this to any vehicle, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, now we're under the hood, and this vacuum line here is the one that runs back into the back of the engine down in there. So you'll need to take the doghouse off inside just to confirm that that's not cracked or broken or anything. In my case, I did take the doghouse off. I looked at it, and this line is in good shape. So what I did is I come up underneath the hood right here, and I connected a vacuum gauge into this line right here. The vacuum gauge shows like it had 20 inches of vacuum. Under heavy acceleration, it dropped down to its normal 5, 6, 7, depending on how heavy you accelerated. So we know that the vacuum source to here is okay. So what I elected to do is to go underneath the hood and follow this vacuum hose here. This is the plastic tube that runs back into the firewall and out underneath the bottom. These are actually pretty brittle. They do start to crack after a while, so that could be the problem. But as you can see, everything you see in front of you here has got to come out to gain access to it, not to mention everything in the dashboard. Everything in the dashboard here has also got to come out. I know there's going to be a little dark in here for you to see, but what I did is I cut that vacuum hose right there. This is the one that comes from that vacuum chamber that's mounted outside underneath the bottom over there. So I cut that vacuum hose there, and I cut this vacuum hose here. And this vacuum hose, I hope you can see it, is the one that runs up to the registers to control all of the defroster, the vents through the front, as well as your feet. So what I'm going to do is I ordered a new vacuum chamber from the dealer. I have it here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconnect it up, and let's see what happens. Okay, and what I did is I went underneath the hood. I'm going to show you. What I did is I went underneath the hood right here, and I took a fairly thick vacuum hose that plugs right onto here, and I ran it down through here, down where this plastic tube ran through, and I brought it down in through the firewall to the inside of the truck right now. Alright, and that's the other end of it coming through right here. You can see it coming through the firewall right there. And what I'm going to do is, just to test this to make sure it's okay, I got the vacuum chamber from the dealer, I connected it up temporarily right here, and this is my vacuum hose here that I'm going to connect up to this hose here, and I'm going to connect it on there, and I'm going to take it for a ride, and let me just get that on there and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, just put it on there temporarily, just for now, so we can take this out and test it. And if all works well, we're just going to relocate this vacuum chamber up inside the dashboard here someplace. So let's take it out and beat it up, and let's see what happens. All right, this is the test after we've done the relocation of the vacuum chamber up underneath the dashboard over here. We're going to take it out now. We're going to check it out and see what happens. Just to recap, though, under heavy acceleration, we would lose the air blowing out through the face vents. It would actually go to a default setting, which would come out down on the bottom by your feet down on here under heavy acceleration. As soon as you let your foot off the accelerator, then the gauges would, the registers would start to have the vacuum again. So let's take it for a ride and let's see what happens. Hopefully this corrects the issue. Well, so far so good. We're doing about 20 miles an hour now, but we're going to take it out onto the highway, and we're going to really get on it and see if the gauges still, the registers still keep on working. So let's get down to the highway, and we'll come right back. All right, this is the real test now. We're going to get on it real heavy, and we're going to see if we lose vacuum to the registers up top. Let's see. About 70 right now on the heavy load, and we still have the registers are still working exactly as they're supposed to. So I would say that's a good fix. Saves a lot of time by doing it this way, and if you follow my advice and do it the way I did, you're going to save yourself probably 10 hours of work, and you're probably going to save your customer at least $1,500 in one more test just to make sure it's okay. Heavy acceleration. We're up at about 70 right now. We still have the registers working. Well, everything worked exactly as it was supposed to. We're going to have a very happy customer. We just saved them a good 10 hours labor ripping everything out of the dashboard here. So I think that's a good fix. It just saved a bunch of time. I'm going to relocate this up in here someplace. So let me take this face off here, and we're going to relocate this, and I'm going to show you how that goes, and that's it. Okay, and what I did is I just took this cover off that was right inside here, removed this plate that is mounted up in here like this. I located the vacuum chamber up underneath here and put it so it's attached up and out of the way. Reconnected all the vacuum lines here and ran them up underneath into the bottom over there. And that's it. We're pretty much all set. So everything works perfectly. We're going to take it out and road test it one more time, and then the vehicle is out the door, and saved this customer a lot of money and a lot of time. So all right, thanks for watching, and like always, see you on the next one.